Kevin Clark has quickly made it to the top of the sports media industry in the digital age. Starting at the Wall Street Journal, he's navigated from writer to personality, but with informed analysis and not hot takes. He's now on ESPN and has a podcast through Peyton Manning's Omaha Productions. How has he done it? We'll find out and get his views on the media landscape. It's the main event presented by WSC Sports. Kevin, I always like to start fast. First, thanks for joining us. I said all those nice things. But you're not even the most successful, and it's not even close in your own household. Your wife, Emily Glazer, Wall Street Journal, is a Pulitzer Prize, and you have a podcast. I mean, what's the dynamic there?
It's always been exactly that. It's always been my wife. Literally, she was the first person to break the Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein connection 5 years ago, whenever that was. And literally, I remember I was just sitting on a couch. We had just moved back to New York. I'm just watching a Ranger game, and I'm sitting there, and I you just feel like, what are you supposed to do to compete with that? And the other one was she did a big Elon Musk story a couple years ago. I'm literally at Bill's camp, like trying to get 3 minutes with Josh Allen off to the side, and literally she's dealing with lawyers, and that's where it was on the cover of the New York Post for like 3 straight days. And I'm sitting here being like, oh wow, I hope my Brandon Bean interview gets picked up by Pro Football Talk for a post. So it's always been that. We've had a dueling work trip to Vegas a couple years ago where she was covering the Nevada State primary because she was doing some stuff for the WSJ, and I was there to cover Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury for really almost no reason. But it's like, imagine that conversation when we got back home. It's like, I saw DiCaprio, and she's like, I sat on the floor of an elementary school asking voters what was going on with democracy. So that happens all the time, where she's the serious one and I'm the joke, and that appears many times in our relationship.
I cover sports media, but sometimes I can be critical, and every once in a while I'm like, should I be looking under my car? But what she's covering, I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe really what is that? It must be pretty nerve-wracking, I would presume.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm surprised sometimes at the depth of it, that never even, like, I'll give you an example. Like her like email, sometimes we'll be looking at it together for something, and I'll see, I'm like, what's that? And she's like, oh, it's just like our crazy person like reaching out to me and being crazy. And it's like, it just rolls off her back in a way. And I get some of it. I mean, I've probably gotten less than like 5 legitimate threats my entire life, right? Like, I mean, just like, I remember one time I said Kobe Bryant wasn't the reason, because Sam Van Gundy had told me Kobe Bryant wasn't the reason that the Lakers beat the Magic in the finals, was Lamar Odom. I said it on a podcast one time, and like 2 Kobe people were like, I'm going to shoot you and shoot your family. And it's like, okay, you just got to deal with that. I think my wife gets extremely steady stream of that kind of stuff. It gets reported to the Journal, and it becomes, it's a security ththing. And obviously the Journal has very good security and all that, as does most big media companies by now. But it is nothing. Anytime I think I'm getting it, like, oh, you kind of get in a Twitter thing or whatever, it's nothing compared to, I mean, Elon Musk went after her directly after a story 2 or 3 years ago. And that was just a completely different level. If you think that any athlete or coach or whatever can get you in a hot mess on Twitter, it is not anywhere close to the political realm.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, Elon Musk. We're going to get into your career because Kevin's only 37. I first noticed Kevin when he was at the Wall Street Journal. We're in the baseball press box, and his work stood out. Wall Street Journal is a very good place to, if you can get in there very young, you get a lot of opportunities to do creative stories, which Kevin did. And he stood out. And then The Ringer, and now ESPN full-time with also Omaha Productions. You want to listen to the rest of the podcast, andrewmarchand.com, andrewmarchand.com.